Hi Taurus, happy early birthday and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your April 2022 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, it's a Celtic cross spread as always. And I'll also pull the 4 agreements, oracle card, and mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have 6th house, and for you guys that's actually Libra energy. Astrologically speaking, there will be a full moon in Libra, so it makes sense that will pop up for you guys. We also have Leo, which for you guys is your 4th house of home, family, mother. And we have Uranus, and Uranus is actually in your sign. It's been there for quite a while, still has a few more years to go, I think, so yeah, makes sense that will come up as well. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 9 of Cups, Pisces energy, and the 6 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So there you guys go there. Looking at these two things, could just be saying that for some of you, you might actually get some wish fulfillment around a friendship possibly being brought back into balance. So, could just be anyone you've had a falling out with. Doesn't necessarily have to be a friend, but because it's Pisces energy, that's what came to mind first. But yeah, that's what's coming across there. Let me see if anything else comes to mind with this. And if there's some other situation as well around some financial goal too, you might see some improvement around that this month too. All right. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the Page of Wands. So to see this in a challenge position could just be saying that it might require some action on your part. So for example, maybe you can restore the balance in a situation, but you might actually have to be the first one to extend the olive branch, right? That's just one way that could be playing out. Or at the very least, participate in it, right? Because another way that 9 of Cups energy could come across, on the more negative side, it could be a bit smug, right? Where you're like, oh, I'm just going to let the other person do all of the work in a situation. So that could be what's coming across with that. But yeah, looks like it's definitely at least a possibility this month. This might require a little action on your part. In the foundation position, we have the Chariot. So this is the major arcana card for Cancer, which is your 3rd house of communication. So it could just be, again, pointing to maybe you might just feel like the timing's right now, right? Where the conversation between you and someone you might have had a falling out with might start to flow. Or again, like I said, this is more a financial thing too. You might see that there's some negotiations and discussions around that as well. And looks like it's karmically led. All right, in the past position, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. So this is a Virgo energy here. And could just be saying that for some of you, maybe you got some ideas, maybe a creative idea about how to improve your finances, right? So I feel like this is saying for some of you might have actually already had some level of financial success, but you might have gotten some idea around how you could actually advance that even further to the 10 of Pentacles level, right? And for some of you, timeline-wise, this could be pointing to the Virgo full moon. Technically, at the time of recording this, we actually haven't had that Virgo full moon yet, but given that this is a reading for April, that could represent the past position there. So that's what I see with that. And speaking of Virgo energy, in the present position, we see the Hermit, which is the major arcana card for Virgo, and the Ace of Cups. So seeing these two cards here could just be saying that maybe for some of you, what it could just be saying is you've gone through a period of being single, right? Because the 9 of Pentacles energy can definitely represent an energy of being single and independent as well. And then with the Hermit energy here with the Ace of Cups could just be saying that maybe now you're coming out of that cycle, where maybe now you're starting to slowly open up to the possibility of being in a love relationship. So could just be a shift around your perspective with that. Let me see what else comes to mind with this. And maybe this also points to you getting creative with a way to advance your goal as well. So like we said, you might have gotten an idea around it, but maybe you're a little bit stuck on how to actually bring it out into reality. And with the creativity of the Ace of Cups, you might have found a way to do it there. All right, in the near future position, we have the 2 of Wands. So this is Aries energy here, and Primarily what I'm getting with this could just be saying that you're now ready to make that move, right? So it looks like there's a lot of thought taking place, and maybe for a while there was some procrastination around taking action on the situation, but here it looks like you're actually ready to do so. Now, given that I am recording this pretty much in the middle of March, could just be also pointing to the fact that this represents the first 10 degrees of Aries, so this could just be saying even as we get toward the end of March before we officially get into April, you might be feeling this energy to actually take action around the situation. All right. In the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Seven of Swords. So this card definitely does point to deception typically, and at least if there's one positive, you could say at least it's in your position in the spread, so as opposed to someone being deceptive toward you. But seeing this come up in your position could just be saying a couple things. One could just be saying watch out of self-deception, right? Possible self-sabotage. The main thing I'm kind of getting with this is possibly rushing something. That's primarily what I'm seeing, just because of the way the energy seems to be shifting here. That seems to be the main risk. I don't necessarily feel like you're blatantly being deceptive in the situation, but looks like you might, for one, possibly try to take on more than you realistically can, right? And deep down, you might know that you can't take all that on, but you might overcommit to something. That's one way I can see that coming across. But yeah, it could just be trying to say, make sure you don't take any shortcuts this month. All right, in the environment position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is an energy that represents Jupiter, and Jupiter is actually in Pisces, which is the 11th house of groups, associations, friendships, hopes, and wishes. So seeing that come across here could just be saying that if it's more of a collaboration thing, right, and you've been waiting for the right time for a collaboration, the energies at play this month can actually bring some positive connections your way. I will say, pretty sure Venus will be in Pisces, which is your house of friendship, right around the second week of April, and then Mars gets there toward the middle of the month. So there will be plenty of energy going on in your 11th house of friendships, in addition to Jupiter, of course, and Neptune. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of energy in that house. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Two of Swords, Libra energy, and the Five of Swords, Aquarius energy. So yeah, I'm going to assume that this might, well, for some of you, I could see this as a hope, actually, where you're hoping to actually have a little bit more time to make a decision, right? Because you might fear rushing and making a decision too hastily, and that ended up causing conflict. So, especially we talked about the potential for you guys to rush this month too, and trying to avoid that. So yeah, part of you might actually not want to engage in energy, but for some reason you might feel like you have to rush around something, right? So this could just be saying that you are hoping to have more time to make a decision in that regard. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the World. So really positive cards to see come up in the outcome position, because usually this represents a successful completion of a karmic cycle. So, you know, whatever the situation does appear to be, especially if you can avoid that self-sabotage type of energy, looks like the World card represents a successful completion of whatever the situation is. Like I said, for some of you, could be getting a friendship back on track, possibly a romantic relationship, possibly career related as well. But yeah, it looks like whatever the cycle is, you're being led in a positive way, and you will actually complete it this month. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hangman. So usually I view this as Pisces energy. So for some of you, could just be saying that as we move through Pisces season, you might have gotten some insight around the situation where maybe you start to see things from a different perspective. And that could have been the blockage that cleared up for you guys that led to all the forward movement we're seeing. All right, moving on to your 4 agreements card, we have always do your best. And it won't focus. And it says, practice makes the master. So let's see if we get the message to focus. There we go. It says, by doing your best over and over, you can master the art of transformation. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. So yeah, seeing this come up here makes me think of that Seven of Swords energy again, where I was saying try not to rush things this month, right? Make sure you're actually coming through, giving your best effort and everything. So hope that resonated with you. And then we have time for a nap. There's the artwork, and the number is 24. So yeah, to me, if anything, this is another indicator of what I was saying there. Try not to rush through anything or overcommit to anything as well. But let's see what that has to say. Okay, it says rest, rejuvenation, and renewal, temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. The Oracle's message. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your list, your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So yeah, pretty positive message there, and it does make me think of the fact that, of course, for the first few weeks of April, we'll be in Aries season, which is your 12th house. So it could just be saying that you might be in a bit of a little energy cycle there anyway. And then as the sun moves into your sign toward the end of April, you might feel more energized and ready to move in that regard. All right, the relationship message says, when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So, pretty positive message there as well. Like I said, for some of you, I did pick up that it could be a relationship thing. So if that's the case, hopefully it did resonate with you. And then worst case, we'll have the love readings out next week. The prosperity message says, this is a great time to take a break from your busy schedule and allow yourself the opportunity to step back. Your plans are meant to be put on ice. Your goals can wait. Dream, imagine, and let go of attachments to any outcome now. Meditate and take a holiday if you can. Things will speed up soon enough. After a break, you may want to make some changes. Epiphanies have an amazing way of arising when you take your focus off your to-do list and allow yourself to rest. So again, pretty positive message there. And for some of you, after reading that, that could be another way that Nine of Cups energy is playing out. Could just be saying that by you taking a step back a little bit, right, and relaxing and just being open and receptive, that might bring some balance your way with that Six of Pentacles we saw underneath that. All right, and lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is the mudra here. It's Dhyana mudra. The keyword for it is meditation. And all right, there's a lot of info on the card. So what I'll do, let's get it to focus. There we go. I'll hold this part up here if you guys want to pause it to take a screenshot to read what it has to say. And then we'll move it up to get the rest in the frame and read through that. So benefits, it says facilitates natural diaphragmatic breathing, aids efficient digestion and assimilation of nutrients, helps the earnest spiritual seeker to embody their original nature by releasing striving and attachment. The gesture gives tangible expression to what can't be explained in words. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name of it in the description of the video as always. Once again, happy early birthday, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.